supposed to do, that your soul's not bringing, love with, that you're not able to influence other people and change their lives in a better way, and you go home and you give your leftovers to your family day after day after day, that's a rut, and a rut becomes a grave when repeated. The question is, really, are you able or willing to live in a way that is different? Because every single day, when you wake up and you do the same thing over and over, then you start creating a habit. And you do it again and you create a habit. You do it again and you create a habit. You have the conversation, same people, the same thoughts, everything is the same. You're meaning to, you're hoping you will. You're going to try to, you're going to think about it, you're going to maybe reevaluate. You're going to go to one more meeting, you're just going to try one more time, and then you say, okay, I'm going to change. What happens? I'm going to change. What happens? Every time you try to change, unless you get really serious about it, I'm going to change. Okay, now what happens? It could go either way. Change. 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 I can't remember who I was because the woman that I am today has so many creases in a better direction. You've got to understand that your choice every day. Change requires a change in thinking. Let's say that I have a friend who needs to lose over 100 pounds, and let's say I have a friend who really wants to become an attorney, both expressing that it's going to take too long to do either one of those things because they're now adults and well into life. When in fact, the years it would take to accomplish the goal of losing 100 pounds or becoming an attorney will come and go anyway, and then what would be the outcome? My overweight friend would need to lose 100 pounds, and my desiring attorney friend would just need to be more complacent or bitter or regretful with the passing of time. The person who needs to lose 100 pounds, if they don't do it in 3 years, they would then need to lose 150 pounds. The person who's an attorney who wants to be an attorney, if they don't take the next 3 years, 3 years will come and go, God willing that we get that time, and then what? Then what happens? And although that sounds ridiculous to you sitting here, what desired change do you want to make that requires a new crease in the paper of your brain? Because when these 3 years comes and goes, the 3 years that would be required to meet these goals, how do you know right now that if you follow the direction of the Shaw leaders, that you could undoubtedly be a pink Cadillac driving sales director within 3 years? How many of you know that if you follow the direction of the women who want to invest in Florida, that you could be a Cadillac driving director with $100,000 commissions on an annual basis? How many of you know that? Guess what? 3 years is going to come and go anyway. The 3 years is going to come and go anyway. The question is, where will you be in the scene of your life when that act is played out 3 years from now? You have a choice in your role. Internal success means making a change. Change. Think of a prominent, important relationship you're currently in. Does this person have a habit or quirk that you would like to see altered or go away altogether? Does anybody get on your nerve? Have you mentioned this quirk to your friends or spouse or relative at all before? Have you noticed much improvement? There's a principle here. Change is hard, change takes time, and only you can change yourself, and only when you want to. Doesn't matter what everybody else thinks or says. Only you can change yourself, and only when you want to. Change intentionally. I have news for you. I can't motivate you. I might inspire you for the moment, but I can't motivate you. However, everyone can be motivated. The question is, from what source is your motivation? To provide more for your family? To say yes to God's whispered vision for leadership in your heart? To truly serve and enrich other lives because of leadership opportunity? Or are you motivated from the unknown? You don't know what the future holds. You want to be more prepared? I think that's wise either way. One of my favorite thoughts that keeps me motivated in a lot of areas of life is when opportunity knocks, it's too late to get prepared. I'm your national. I know the conversation's out there, and so none of you hardly ever ask me, but people do ask me, are you dating? Because they're always trying to fix me up. Well, I'm not dating, and anybody that they've tried to fix me up with, I can pretty much eliminate just like that. You know why? There's a reason. Because when opportunity knocks, it's too late to get prepared. I'm not at a stage of life where I would be inclined to settle for anything. And so question number one, is he spiritually grounded? And could he lead me spiritually? If the answer is no, too late, you can't get prepared. Sorry. When opportunity knocks, and I'm an opportunity, I don't know if y'all know that or not. I'm saying, but for men who might also be looking for something, it's too late to get prepared. That's the way it rolls. So A, admit honestly, B, believe strongly, C, change intentionally, then do something. Every significant change begins with one definite effort.
Before you can do something, you must work through the essentials of 1, 2, 3 we've already discussed, and sincerely take an inventory of your dreams, and then schedule yourself for the Starbucks latte think time to look at those dreams on paper and put legs on them in the form of goals. Our top teaching directors will talk to you more about this in breakout sessions. Few people know effectively how to goal set because we're a product of microwave, high DSL, speed, worldwide internet, instant society. We live the value of the process because we're results-oriented. All life grandparents that said anything worth having is worth working for, and your dreams in life design are no different. You take one step with the end in mind. If you want to go to LA, you're not going to get on a plane headed southeast to Fort Lauderdale just because you need to get on a plane to go to LA. You get on the right plane at the right time, going in the right direction. However, you determine the time and place. The plane is your plan. Here's where you are, admit honestly. There is where you want to go, believe strongly. This is what has to happen to fill the gap. Change intentionally. And now I must order my time, do a few things, and inform a few people, and put my big toe in the water. Do something. That something would look like Gen X Elite. It looks like book 10 by the 5th, Star Recruiter, On Target Card, 10,000 team, and then repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Not an off, on, fear, restart, on, off, new excuse, life drama, off, on, rethink, off, on, process. That is not how you advance. You make something so simple, so hard by the way you approach it. Goals must be SMART, S-M-A-R-T, S specific, M measurable, A achievable, R realistic, T time sensitive. Cooperate with me here. Slip your right shoe off. Trading pins with your neighbor. Put your beverage on the opposite side.